So for everything else that I've been doing tutorials for, there has been some kind of written tutorial for it that I've just been kind of reading off of. But for the REDitor, there's a tutorial that comes with it, but it doesn't cover, how to use it that much. It just says what everything does, and you have to figure out how to use it yourself. As you can see, you can load up any file really. I mean, there are pay versions of the REDitor, and you need to remember that some things that I can see and edit, you can't edit. I had the full version, and that's one of the more difficult things about this program. It does cost money to be able to edit this stuff, but I mean, it's well deserved for all the effort he's put into this tool. He definitely deserves that. Going into the REDitor, I'm going to do a quick overview of each tab. This is the Players tab, and it's got everything from gear all the way down here to animations, to hot zones, to tendencies, to ratings, and then to basic bio stuff. And as you can see on the right here, in the My Friend panel, it shows you all this stuff in basic drop-downs. You can change the name of the play styles or its hotspots, all these fun things. If you go down, these are all NBA players here. Once you get down to about the 400s, you start hitting the special teams, where it's like the developer teams. And then, a little bit below that, you start hitting the classic teams. And if you keep going down below the classic teams, you're going to run into these asterisks. And these are for, somewhere in here is where the created players are stored. Also, I want to say generated rookies show up here during an association. I'm not sure, but I definitely know that the cap players show up here. If you go below the asterisks, you find some of the hidden, not hidden, but the free agents. This is where they're stored, and some of these people are on teams now, so they get put up onto their team as appropriate. Below them, you see they go alphabetical by last name. Then we have Joe Alexander and all the other people who have retired. They end up down here, and they're not usable. They have a player type of 0, and that needs to be 4 if you're going to use them in the game, or if they show up in the game. 0 just completely wipes them out unless they're on a team. So if you want AK-47 back, or if you want Big Z back, or Jeff Green, all these guys, you need to change that to 4 and do that, but I'll go into that later. I'm just doing an overview now. If you go down a little bit more, Nikki Lucas is a developer on the team. She's also the female who does the interview questions in My Player. And then we have this Jordan here. I don't know who that is for or what his purpose is. Also around here in past years was where all the celebrities were for the blacktop mode, but they're gone. And then down here, these are all D-League players. I honestly don't know what the Player 0 and Player 1 tabs do. I was the one that helped Vlad figure out that these are the cap templates and the My Player templates. On the Arenas tabs, if it loads, there we go. You got your basic full name, short name, parameters based on different things for it. For the blacktop, it shows what arenas are available to be randomly chosen into the blacktop mode. It also has the audio ID, the floor IDs to match up with the F file. These are the model numbers or file names, and you can change that to anything you want. It doesn't have to be S number. It can be Rucker, and it will, and then as long as you have rucker.if, it will load that file as the arena. Basic stuff for these. If you go down to the bottom, you will see these are for created teams, and you will see here the Showcase Arena, which is for My Player, and then the Times Square, which is the DLC court on the consoles. No, it's not in the PC version. Player Create isn't used, and then Attack Athletics and Summer Circuit are not used either. At the bottom here, I added a couple for my blacktop mode, because I'm like that. Teams, again, pretty straightforward. Here are the teams, and their information is off to the side here. D-League teams, development teams, historic teams, and then created teams down here at the bottom. Now, the important thing about the Teams tab is that the Teams tab also controls who's on a team. The Players tab has nothing to do with any of this. These IDs right here decide who is on a team and who's not on a team. That's going to be important for trading, and I'll outside of the game, and I'll go over that later. Colleges, schedules. Now, the main thing to know with schedules is that you can't edit a schedule that's already in progress. You need to edit the schedule on the roster and then start an association or a season mode after that, and it works great. I can't. The schedule thing has been great. I've been trying to make a career thing, but it hasn't panned out with time-wise. Staff, same general thing. There's the hidden Easter egg of the president being a coach. They screwed up. Playbooks, for a list of names, which is good for random generic rosters to get names from here, I found. We got uniforms, which again, very useful to know about. The texture name, the logo name, what the GID, which I should have gone over before, is the graphics ID for that specific team, and it tells you what team is lined up to what number. So it knows in the roster that this jersey belongs to this team, this arena belongs to this team, this coach belongs to this team. All of it goes back to this one ID number. And again, same old stuff, goes all the way down. All the different teams. Down here at the bottom is the created team stuff. These are some extra uniforms that I added. I'll go over that later too. Head shapes are used for generic or created players. It says what shape their head is. It's not the easiest thing to edit at all. I did set up some formulas to create generic heads for me, which you can see in the NLSC roster I made. But yeah, this isn't really fun to edit by yourself. And these IDs over here line up with the player's ID. They call it out right here in the head shape ID. So, hey, 420 for this guy, for Gerald Henderson. That means his head shape ID, if he didn't have a cyber face, would line up to this line right here. Overriding rotations is important for these specific teams. You can see the team ID right here. East All-Stars, West All-Stars. This means that this team is not going to listen to the rotation in the Teams tab, but only this rotation. Records, awards, online team up, all these other things, I don't really mess with, to be honest.